July 25th. As I've been saying, the way you know these people didn't write my documents or make my methods of analysis or my new additions, and the way you know my telepathy isn't theirs is these people all fall for the neurophysiological cue manufacturing. They fall for the mind output firing and the manufactured mind outputs. They fall for the screen switches. They fall for the real-time extraction, which is farce. They basically fall for every frame squad tactic, and then the way you know they didn't write my letters, like I said, is they denied the existence in my letters. But then if you look at the actual original authentic untampered with telepathy file, you'll see I'm very firm on all these tactics and very firm on the information in my letters. My tune doesn't change. So that's how you know my telepathy is not their telepathy, one. And that's how you know my documents are not their documents. They fall for all the tactics. Right? They fall for the neurophysiological cue manufacturing. They fall for the manufactured play balls. They fall for the mind output firing. They fall for the screen switches and of the mind outputs, like using a computer wherever my mind output screen is. They use a computer and put it under the mind output. They fall for it. They literally fall for every trick in the book. They fall for all their psychological tactics. They fall for their staging hustles. That's how you know they didn't write my documents and didn't make my documents or my analysis. So, because, if they did, they'd be able to spot these things. If they wrote my DOJ letters, they would know these guys are terrorists. They would know what these guys are involved in. They wouldn't deny the existence of the things I say and say he's psychotic, blah, 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 because in my letters I'm saying this carries, high suspicion, or this is true, etc., etc. They would, and if they wrote my letters, they would know I didn't read about a terrorist agenda. Someone tried to recruit me to a terrorist agenda. If they're the real, they tried to recruit me to go get trained with technology and, quote, take over the world with information and blackmail, which means using intimidation and coercion to influence the policy of a government and intimidating and coercing civilian populations, which is terrorism, a global terrorist agenda. So they would know that if they're the real telepathy guy. They're not the telepathy guy or the real implanted guy with telepathy. Let me clarify. So the way you know these guys are full of shit is if you look at my documents and then compare it to the telepathy. The tune doesn't change. That's how you know they're full of shit. Another way you know they're full of shit is if you look at my methods of analysis. Look at all the tactics they deny, but then they pretend they documented. And then, look at their analysis. They can't even recognize these things. So how could they be their letters, right? What else do they deny the existence of? That's in my methods of analysis. That they deny the existence of, but then they claim they wrote or contributed to my methods of analysis. Who's falling for this shit?